From, now is that our club?
For the town.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Screen, I'm gonna ask them,
oh, I didn't
you
know.
brought up, about the
Usually,
screen,
but yeah,
well, that's for the whole 4 week.
Yeah,
Okay.
because a lot of people are doing that, so they don't have to do a lot of physical
aging parent, but it-
prompts and stuff.
and they don't like it.
I got you, I was thinking.
They had strokes.
Yeah.
Years. But now they do it now, it's like, so is that
Supple.
your mind's gone, your body
To
might
do
go.
it.
Right, they put it under control. And then it makes you say, they make it.
I've said something.
They get mad at you.
Yeah, in the future.
That's a future.
Wait another 2 years. The health care insurances go up.
All right, it's 7 o'clock. I call this Hildebran Town Council meeting to order. Welcome everyone here. We will begin with a moment of silence. Thank you. And Mike Smith, would you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, review and the adoption of the agenda. Look over that and make a motion whenever you're ready.
We need to amend it to add number 8, which is consider approval of the audit contract for year ending June 30th, 2025.
Okay. So that's under other business, or we're gonna put in that letter?
Yeah, it's under other business.
Okay.
It should be labeled as number 8.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting.
All right, all in favor? Thank you. Approval of minutes, the July 28th, 2025 regular meeting minutes and the July 28th, 2025 closed session minutes. Make a motion whenever you're ready.
I make a motion to approval of minutes, July 28th, 2025, regular meeting minutes, July 28th, 2025, closed session minutes.
All in favor? Thank you. Public comments.
She'll pass up your closed session minutes.
Okay.
And what bars is number one?
Thank you.
Wake up. Hey, most of y'all know me.
Hang on, let's get our minutes. Before you start, I don't want to take your time.
What's mine on this stuff?
Okay, you can go.
Y'all all know me. I'm East Berkey's program. We are in the process of providing our cheerleaders with brand new uniforms this year. With the cost of those uniforms, we are hoping they will last us probably the next 5 to 8 years is our goal. We are looking for sponsorship. We have a few sponsors already, and we are asking the town if they would like to help sponsor our girls. Our uniforms are going to cost us around $8,000, so think cheap, no more, y'all. And we're asking for $500 to $600 from the town if you guys would be so inclined to help out our little girls. I have about 45 cheerleaders signed up right now.
45, wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of little girls.
Mhm.
That is. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Bill Jones.
I am again. Hey, I just got a vent a little bit. This is about the DDI construction crew. When they started, I did a walkthrough to the museum. We had to move furniture, we moved cabinets, we moved a bunch of stuff. We asked them about some of the other stuff. They said, no, don't move it. We'll cover it. We'll do whatever we got to do. I said, if there's anything that needs to be moved, please let us know and we'll take care of it. Well, right off the bat, they ran concrete slurry down the walls, through the pictures, through a bunch of stuff that we can't replace. And I contacted them, I sent them pictures, went over it with them. I had to have my cleaning crew go in there and clean it up. Well, now that I found out we had some more issues with concrete slurry running down the back wall, they told us they weren't even gonna be in the back of the museum. This is in the band room. Concrete slurry dripping on all the shelves, all the pictures, everything. And I confronted him about it, and it got argumentative that I should have gave him an opportunity to go clean it. And when the job was done, I said, we can't wait, that we have to open Thursdays, and we open Saturday for every car show. Wednesday night, I sent the cleaning crew in there, and it was a disaster. Thursday morning, I called him and said, look, I sent him the pictures of what we found while we were in there cleaning. And, well, you didn't give me enough time to go clean it up. I'm like, well, I told you I had to open the museum Thursday. Well, yeah, but I was gonna do it this morning. Well, you can't, how are you gonna clean it? You're gonna send a cleaning crew in there? It took these girls 5 hours to clean that, what mess they had in there. Then they unplugged, they turned the breakers off to do something, and it controlled our freezers and refrigerators and didn't turn it back on. So I sent them a bill for 2 of the boxes of hamburgers, and I haven't heard nothing back yet. Now it's an issue where it's just on and on. They pushed the air conditioner units inside the building, and the water went inside the building. The opening they created when they pushed the AC units in, let all those styrofoam BBs go inside the museum. I took pictures of it, I confronted them about it. Now this new guy, I didn't know that the old superintendent quit. Now I got a new superintendent that just wants to be argumentative with me. Well, you didn't give us time to clean it up. You didn't do that, you didn't do that. I told them point blank, we would move anything we needed to move, we will cover anything. You all said you didn't need to move it, you'd cover it up. Well, I was told we weren't allowed to move anything. Well, were you told you weren't allowed to cover it up? And we didn't tell them they couldn't move anything. We told them to let us know, and we would move it if it needed to be moved. Well, now it's just got argumentative. So now I've got over $500 in cleaning plus the supplies. Well, I'm not the landlord. I didn't hire them, so who do I go to argue about this? I can't send a bill to DEI. I didn't hire them. I'm not the landlord. Y'all are my landlords. And I don't want to, get anybody. I know you all do a great job supporting the museum and supporting the car shows. And I don't want to, I'm not here to make anybody mad. I'm just here to, we got to put a stop to this. And how am I going to get reimbursed for my issue, my cleaning supplies, my cleaning bill for cleaning girls?
3 minutes.
Oh, it's already over. And like I said, we've asked them over and over, we do anything to do to help them, they don't want. And one more thing, if I can vent, I'm against the barbecue grills. I think it's a bad idea, especially during the car shows. I just think you're gonna have a nightmare on your hands if you allow the barbecue grills. Hot charcoal laying on the ground everywhere, kids running around. I just think it's a bad idea, so. Thank you.
Okay, number 6, old business. 6A, consider approval of resolution authorizing the disposition of certain personal property by private sale. And this is talking about the gator. We talked about that last meeting.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the resolution authorizing disposition of certain personal property by private sale, specifically the gator.
Is there any other discussion? Not hearing none, I'll call it for a vote. All in favor? Thank you. 6B, consider approval of budget amendment for full-time events coordinator position.
I'll make a motion to approve. Budget amendment, go on time with it.
If there's any discussion?
Yeah, I've got a comment. I was somewhat surprised when I learned the council had voted to make the event planner position full-time. at the last meeting, especially when the matter was not on the agenda. I was even more surprised that the subject was even brought up, since the council had previously discussed it in at least 3 different meetings, including our April budget meeting. It was determined at each of these meetings by the majority that there was no need for a full-time event planner, and we would revisit the subject at the January meeting. In talking with at least 3 other council members, it was the consensus that we would follow staff's recommendation to see if future facility bookings warranted another full-time position in the next calendar year. Apparently at the July meeting, which I was unable to attend, the reason given for making the part-time position full-time was that Haven was already putting in full-time hours, but only being paid part-time. Obviously, that's false, as that would be illegal. And I think the majority of us know that Logan is knowledgeable and intelligent enough to not break the law. By voting to make this position full-time, the combined salaries for all town employees will exceed $315,000. I hold no ill will towards Haven, but I believe this is the wrong decision at this time, given that the auditorium is months away from being completed and available for rentals. Thank you.
And I would like to add, I brought up that same thing at the last meeting, because we had taken a consensus to wait till January, because as far as I know, people that are hired work a probationary period, and then it's reviewed. But this has been brought up for 2 years and pushed and pushed and pushed and brought up at every meeting until you get your way. And now we've got something that we really don't need right now, maybe in the future, but we don't need it right now. So.
Does anybody else have any comments? Okay, hearing none, there is a motion on the floor. I'll go ahead and call for a vote. All in favor? Opposed? All right, thank you. 6C, discussion regarding Christmas tree at Royal Park. And Logan, you have some prices for us?
Yeah, so we did get 2 quotes for the stump grinding and removal. We have one quote for 400, another quote for 600, which both seemed fairly inexpensive given how elaborate we thought the root system was. And then for the tree itself, we had asked about some type of a tree, not necessarily a Christmas tree, because that won't survive in this area, but some type of tree that would look or mimic a Christmas tree that we could decorate. We did get a price on that from the same folks who donated the trees that we have in the park, or not donated, but gave us a substantial discount and sponsored them. They suggested a 10-foot green giant, thuja, I think it's called a thuja green giant. For their part to use whatever extra mulch is created from the stump grinding and the root removal, plus to provide the tree, ship it, plant it. In total, everything was $1,400 to do a permanent tree. Now it does grow several 1 to 2 feet a year. You'd have to have some maintenance on it to top it, keep it the shape you want it. But the only other option that we, I think, talked about was rental's the wrong word, but bringing in a Christmas tree each year, some type of a tree you bring in, just use it for the Christmas season, and then dispose of it. A living tree, but one you could bring out. Then the only other option other than that would be some type of fake tree, which I don't think council wanted to consider. So we brought the $1,400. If you want to approve that, to do the stump grinding, mulch removal of what they don't need, and then planting of the thuja green giant.
I'm guessing that's everything, yeah.
It's an evergreen, yeah. It would, yeah.
And one of these, it said, it had a 50-50 chance of living. Is that
Uh,
right? That was the other one.
Yes, there were three options. The traditional Christmas tree, don't ask me the actual plant name of it. That would have virtually no chance of surviving. There was another option that was given, which I can't remember the name of the tree now, but it was a 50-50-ish chance of living. And then this one, which would have a substantial chance of survival.
Just make sure it's not the same ones that Mr. Railroad Man planted, because half of them are dead already. Looks like.
You do have to, yeah, there's some timing on when to plant it. You know, June's probably not the best time to plant it. We're getting into the season where it is a good time to plant it. And then just water, make sure we water it. But obviously, given we could do everything right, there's still a chance it don't survive, but the tree itself is only $300. So that's not, even if we had to replace it, hopefully it wouldn't be too big a deal.
I got it, a lot of people, but
Yeah, they, I think they proposed going 4 to 6 feet wide and 6 feet deep to remove the root system.
That's driving out the old stuff here.
So you need a motion?
We don't technically have to have a motion, but we wanted to, since we're planting a permanent tree, we did at least want a consensus. So if you do want to vote, make a motion, that'd be fine.
I'll make a motion to do the stump grinding and the green giant 10-foot tree.
Any other discussion? All in favor? All right, thank you. 7, new business, 7A. Consider approval of change order number 5 with DDI of Hickory.
Okay, so we are seeking council's approval for a change order from DDI to do an additional 33 seats in the auditorium. Current price to do that is $14,969. The new seat total goes to 381 seats, and then that does not include the 6 spaces that will be left for handicap spaces. The total price includes cup holder, shipping, install, and the seats themselves. It's roughly $450 per unit, which is the same as it was for the base quote per unit. So it's just adding an additional 33 seats. It would take you from 348 to 381. If you want to move forward, we'd need a motion to vote to approve the change order.
No extra requirements as far as sprinklers or anything like that? We're
Not
good.
from what I'm hearing. Nope. I've been told as long as we keep it below the number of seats that we had prior, which was 400 plus, almost 500.
And what was the total number of seats?
Total number of seats, 381, total number of capacity, 387, 6 of those being handicapped.
Okay.
Where are those gonna be added in the back?
Theoretically, it's a different layout, but all of your seats, your seats before were somewhere between 16 and 18 inches per seat, just depending on how the layout was. They don't even sell them below 19 inches anymore, so you can't even get those. These would all range from 21 to 24 inches. I think 24 is the most, the ones you're gonna have the most of. 21 you're gonna have the least of, and then 22 and 23 in the middle range.
I guess what I'm concerned about is sight lines, if they're too far back. I'd have to see it, I'm not good at visualizing.
Well, and one good thing that they did do is these are offset, so you don't have a
Also,
direct, yeah,
Between,
yeah, so they did do that. And that was the variation of the 22s, 21s, 24s, but they're not directly behind each other. Now, how offset, I can't guarantee you, but it's not like one of those theaters where it's back to back to back to back.
get behind somebody with a great big old head.
Or big hair like my wife, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you need a motion?
Yes.
I'll motion to add the extra seats to the auditorium.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? All right, thank you. 7B, discussion regarding allowing girls at
Girl.
grills at Royal Park.
I
I guess we can let girls in, I don't know. Okay, hang on.
Where else?
Let me do that again. Discussion regarding allowing grills at Royal Park.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, and I don't know exactly how it reads, in terms of how it was perceived. The idea would not be, like if you go up to the Parkway or some of the parks in Hickory, you have those little individual setup grills. That's not what we were talking about. This is more, from my understanding, is when, we have a renter that's coming in and doing like a bigger setup and some type of policy based around that. That's my understanding. So currently what you have is with some of these bigger events, or even with like HHGA, having like a grill that's out there that, it's more of a commercial, it's not one that we're gonna install on the property, but just having a grill that someone brings, similar to Fresh Fire when they come out and do the smoker for the chickens, and the food, something more along that. We're looking to have some type of a policy that regulates that, and just to see if council would be in favor of that, because the question we're getting from these folks is, hey, our policy says that nothing with an open flame or fire or anything like that, just as a blanket statement. However, these folks are more supplying like 300, 500, 1,000. I mean, Bill, you've done 1,000 to 1,500 people at an event, done 800, 900. So something along those lines, just something that regulates it, not to regulate it out, but just for something where we can figure out who are we telling yes to and who are we telling no to. If you'll have somebody who wants to do like 8 or 9 hot dogs for a kid and want to bring their own little personal charcoal grill in, I don't think that's what we're looking to do. That's not what we're looking to allow. But can we come up with some type of, and if we come back with something that's too stringent or not stringent enough, we're open to modifying that, but just to see if you're interested in having some type of policy.
I think if it go with it, there needs to be something put under the grill that they don't leave big grease spots and everything out there.
Yeah, there needs to be.
Should be where it needs some specifications, where it's not gonna be leaving grease and stuff for everybody to walk through, track everywhere, get over everything.
And be in a specific place. Be in a specific place, not like on a grassy area or a walk area or something.
Somewhere more like Terry's driveway, maybe.
Well, not expose your propane tanks and trash.
But you mean in the park or in the parking lot?
Parking lot, yeah.
We don't want on the grass.
Right. Just somewhere in the area of the park. Because they're wanting to rent the amphitheater, and once you get a pavilion, we're not gonna have the pavilion itself for rent, but it seems to be attracting a lot of folks who wanna do bigger events with some type of food out there.
Most of them too, that do the bigger events, they're professional. They know what not to do and what to do. You know what I'm saying?
And we're trying to create a policy that allows that, but doesn't allow just the 1 to 2 to 3 big person random grill that isn't run by, some type of licensed or certified professional.
Would there be any liability on the towns? I mean, somebody gets burned out there or something catches on fire, we're not.
All of our events and policies at this point, I believe, have hold harmless statements. And I would guarantee if we do something like that, there's also a certificate of insurance that they have to provide with us as the certificate holder. Now, whether or not you want to mandate that as an additional insured, that would be something to figure out in policy. I don't know that a lot of them will want to do that, because I think that costs them somewhere between $100 and $200 each time they have to do additional insured. But you could still get the certificate of insurance and be a policy holder at the bare minimum. That doesn't cost them anything.
HHDA already does that. We already have insurance policies protecting it.
What's the consensus of the council?
Well, my thought is, draft up a policy for us to read and see if there's something we can, because I don't mind having like a commercial thing out there, but like there, it's not gonna need damage or anything like that. So I don't know if it's something that we would wanna charge a rate for, that if they don't cause any damage to dirt, we can give their deposit back or something like that. But, I mean, you know, if they go out there and spill grease, somebody's gonna have to clean it up, somebody's gonna pay for it.
That'd
So,
be Gary.
Gary's already watering that Christmas tree. Keep it going.
but, I mean, my thoughts, you can just draft up something that would protect
We're
us.
gonna negotiate.
So the thought is that only people that are renting it, or renting the whole facility can have a grill, we're not allowing individuals really.
No, just everybody and their brother can't come in carrying a grill in out there and line them up. You're gonna have a mess then.
There's gonna be somebody we already know that's filled out a form, that's filled out the whole harmless before we even get to that point. And then it's, you want a deposit.
For us to look at. I mean, that's my thoughts.
Sounds good to me.
Okay,
Consensus, bring a policy back in the next month or two with something right up, okay?
okay. Keep my glasses on this.
I don't mean to interrupt, but is there something that you can say that they can't do that during the car shows? Except it's a hurt my whole pocket.
Well, and that's kind of the thing, since you've already got it rented, that would be your space and time anyway, so that would,
We
Yeah,
can't have other vendors coming in on top of us.
right, and it's already exclusively leased to you, so it wouldn't affect.
All right, C, 7C, consider approval of 2026 town events. That is in your packet.
That's an impressive list, right there.
Yeah,
A
lots of
lot
pay.
stuff going on.
How much that costs?
Now, it's just one thing. Do we need a motion?
Yes.
I make the motion to consider approval of the 2026 town events as presented.
Okay. All in favor? Opposed? Okay, 7D, August facilities report. That is in your packet. 7E, July tax report, tax collector. That is in your packet. 7F, events committee report. Any comment there?
I think it's all in the packet.
Okay. G, committee reports. All right. Okay, technical coordinating committee.
We need to stay in it. This one.
Yes, this Wednesday, I am noticing a theme though. Last month I told you I had, birth leadership on the same day. That's true again this month. So I won't be there, but I do have the packet I can send you. And I can also tomorrow, or I will tomorrow, reach out to Avery to see if there's anything pertinent, specifically anything down to Hildebran. But I won't be there.
I can read it.
For the Transportation Advisory Committee. Okay.
Thanks.
Western Piedmont Council Government.
Next month.
Birth Development.
So last month when I missed my meeting due to the, Fund Hospital stay, I was the treasurer, didn't know I'd been moved up into vice chair. So I had to host the meeting on like a day's notice.
You'll never miss another.
No. It's important to be there. Showing up's 90% of it. But in terms of business, they reviewed and approved their July financials, provided updates on the per business part of the spec building they've agreed to move forward on. And then went through their housing and marketing update. They also had a gentleman named Steve Fodor, owner of Custom Services and Solutions, provide an update on tariffs and kind of where the market's at. There really is no specific, it's hard to find it down right now, but they did provide an update. That's all I got.
Vedic.
We meet this Thursday.
Okay. Brooklyn County Library Board of Trustees. We didn't have a meeting this month, but Karen, when is the book sale.
The Friends of the Library book sale is September the 19th and 20th at the College Street Rec Center. On Friday, it's from 4:30 to 7, and that's for members only, but you can join when you go there if you want to. On Saturday, it's from 9 to 12:30, with the bag sale being from 1 to 3, where you get a great big old grocery bag and everything in the bag costs like $7. Everything with stuff in it. So that's it.
Okay, that's all our committees. Now, under 8, other business, we're gonna discuss the contract for the audit.
Yes, this is basically the same contract we had last year. There's about a 3% cost increase. The reason it's coming to you now is about the time we would normally have been approving this contract, we were approving the extension of the previous contract so they could finish up what they were doing last year after they got the hack attack. They got shut down for a couple of months. But they sent me the contract last Wednesday and asked if we could get it signed. So it's, like I said, it's basically the same contract, 3% increase. And we're already scheduled for next month for the audit, so all we need is just the approval of the contract.
I'm making a motion to approve.
All right, all in favor? All right, thank you. Other business, someone is wanting to donate the old water fountains from the old school. When they were tearing it down, they made off with them. She paid $300 for them, and she'd like to donate them to the town to be used in the park. So,
Yeah, and, she had approached us a couple times to see if we could get them refinished, or how much it would cost to get them refinished, or could they be used as actual fountains. So I went through, Townley and Smith Architecture. They were who we had hired with the park. Essentially what they told me is the current fountains do not meet ADA code, or however you have to, whatever you have to pass to have them installed. They don't currently meet code. And to get them refinished, by the time you ship them off, have them refinished, ship them back, it was roughly, they estimated $1,500. I don't know how concrete that price was.
well, why do we really have to have them refinished? They could be antique. couldn't they?
Well, and then that's where we got to next is, instead of using them as an actual fountain, given the cost and the code issues, is could they be displayed somewhere, some way, somehow? And then there was no real options presented, but just with council in some way, shape, or form, do you want to present? I don't know what, where, or how, but just the request was made to have them displayed somehow.
You got lead-based paint issue.
They have a lead-based paint issue too, which was part of the.
I've seen them, they're bad shape,
Oh, okay.
but it's
I didn't think
lead-based.
they had paint. I thought it was just copper or brass or something.
Yeah, I should reiterate, these are not new looking, these are.
Yeah.
These are old.
Mhm.
These are the actual water fountains at the old school.
Okay. Well, how does the council feel about it? I mean, we could take them and display them.
Museum.
Or even display one.
Museum.
Why not,
Museum.
yeah, why not put them in the museum?
She suggested that to us. Yeah, she suggested that to us. But she really wanted to go through this first.
I'm not opposed to the idea as long as it doesn't mess up the aesthetic of the rest of the park. It'd be nice to have something from the old school.
If we find someplace to, if they fix the wants to put a new van or something like that, but I don't see us using them again, but
No.
this is a conversation piece of history. I'm opposed to that.
Museum one?
Sure, we'll find a home for it. I mean, that museum's based on this school, so whatever it takes.
They probably weigh a million pounds, don't they?
Probably.
What's that?
Probably weigh a lot, don't they?
They're at Rex's, I've seen them, but I haven't really got out and picked them up. I'll have to take a look at it. I'll go back and take a look at them again tomorrow.
All right,
So does the council need to take action if HHDA is gonna get them?
she just offered them for the town first.
Okay.
I mean,
She was our second option, but she really wanted the town to have them, but she said if they didn't take them, then she wanted us to have them. That was from her. I don't know if I can say her name or not, but that was from her.
Yeah, I'll put you this way, maybe I'll let Tina know, I know you can't display them out at the park in their current condition. And then to get them refinished or whatever that is gonna cost you something. And then I don't know how you securely, yeah, they have to be installed or secured somewhere.
I'll take pictures of them tomorrow and I'll send you pictures.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen actual pictures of them, but I've been provided I guess what you want to call like an engineer manual or spec manual from back in whenever it was produced, so I know what it is, I know what it looks
Like,
like.
talking to people who live through the lead paint area. They're talking to people who live through the lead paint area.
well,
We chewed on it, drank out of water hose, all kinds of stuff.
any other business?
Do we have an update on the donation wall for the,
Me and Gary have asked Scotty that multiple times. Then he left the business. So I've asked Malachi, there was a gentleman with DDI who has done that. The answer is no. We don't have an update. We've tried to get whoever that individual was to give us a quote or a price. We also offered to use you had saved about 300 brick from the tower to possibly use those brick in the base. Don't know how true it is, but we were told that because they're old brick or not current brick, that it would cost more to use those. I don't know how, but whatever. But anyway, we've asked about it. I can get you an update. And Gary, I don't know if you've talked to them recently or if they provided another.
We'll check Malachi more.
Malachi is the new site supervisor.
and what about the screen for the auditorium?
We have 2 quotes that we're looking to get. 2 different companies, don't have their names right offhand, but there are 2 companies looking to give quotes. And what I asked them to was to do an itemized quote for 2 things to give you an option. One is for the actual screen for more like stage performances or productions. But then it was asked about, well, do you want a screen that could come down more as kind of like a presentation screen in case you all wanted to have a meeting or a town hall or something, to have something that's a little closer to on top of, not in place of the other screen, but more of a smaller presentation screen up front. There's evidently 2 different types of projectors that work those. They're different. So when they get those back to us, there should be a few things for you to look at and consider, but they're supposed to be getting back to me on that.
And what about the power issue and the audio visual?
They claim that, well, in terms of power issues, there's been a couple that I think have affected the museum.
Yeah.
They're telling me currently they don't see any electrical issues with the panel itself. I know we
With
looked
the light, you mean the panel that controls the lights?
at overboard or overloading it or whatnot, and I know
Well, it
we had
takes
that
like
one.
50, you gotta wait there about 15 minutes for it to
Cut off.
kick off.
Well, and currently they're in a phase, but that is something we'll have to have fixed. They're looking into it. I'll let you know.
Okay.
But we're aware it's an issue. And what was the other one?
The audio visual, like,
So I did ask, Stage Ranger, Tony Bogle was the one who put in, I believe, the current or subcontracted, I'm not sure, put that in. Claims that it's good enough for what stage performances do, but if you want a concert or something more that needs more amps or volume, claims that those groups have their own and bring them in. And so I don't know how true or not true that is, but if you wanted to upgrade, we could. And I can ask about it, but is that something you're wanting to look at in the course of these renovations? Or do you wanna wait until DDI's done and do that separately? I don't think you have to go through DDI.
Okay.
You could,
We just need to make sure the sound's working before we try to rent it. 'Cause,
okay,
Yeah, for past things, we've had issues with it.
okay. I didn't know that there were any actual issues with it other than just maybe underperformance or what needed. I guess an expectation or whatnot of it. If you're wanting a new system, we can definitely do that. Can't tell you a cost on it, but,
Yeah.
or we just want to make sure the current
Yeah,
system.
let's make sure it's working.
So the one without work, we'll give you one later.
Okay, good deal. Now that'll definitely,
Sure we'll be able to manage.
I think it was when they did Polar Express, you couldn't hear it. What, was that it? or-
Yeah, that whole thing was kind of messed up.
Yeah,
were all of the speakers working? I don't know. Or what, was it an issue of someone working or they just weren't loud enough or did they not know how to turn it up? Like, do we know what?
I'm not intelligent enough to know.
I
I
mean,
just couldn't hear it.
I didn't know that was the specific time, but I'll ask them about it. Come by and look at it. We are gonna have, so that, just since you're on it, there are two, I know we had looked at the, talked about the one change order for, fire and, fire code for the miscellaneous things that we're gonna have to do. They had sent an original quote, that quote for the work, they came out, they said, well, there's a lot of other things that are gonna have to be done fire code wise. They sent a quote over for it. We felt that was way more than what should have, cost to do the work, so they're getting two additional quotes. Also what is necessary by fire code and what is something a company just wants to sell you while they're out there trying to figure out what's the difference and what do we actually have to have versus, what is it'd be great to have, but that's not something we have to have. So I'm waiting on two additional quotes for that. That'll be a change order for you to approve next month. Don't have an official number yet since we don't have all the quotes in. And then the other one was, however much it's gonna cost to move that wiring for the current sound and lighting booth, which may be why you're having issues, but anyway, to have it moved, that would be a change order into the new, concession stand. That'll be next month, but I'll give you an update on it before we bring it back to you, but at some point in the next month or two, you'll probably have at least two change orders, one of which looks sizable for the fire code and fire safety, but we'll see. I wanna get you, this is one of those ones you definitely want 2 to 3 quotes on before you even consider it.
You gotta watch them salesmen. They still go through the other dynamo is not.
Well, I've been told after the second one has already come in behind the first one and said you'll see a sizable reduction of what the first one is. They just haven't sent us a number yet.
Can I make a suggestion about the fire issue? And I've done it many a time in the past. Call the state fire marshal and ask him for a courtesy inspection. Come now and give you a courtesy walkthrough, give him his ideas, what you think you should do. That way, when you do get ready for your CFO, you already have him on your side.
I think that's kind of what was done. Then I think that, because I was told he actually came by and did an inspection with DDI. DDI then went out to a company. The company suggested what all to do. That number came in higher than what I would think we needed to do based on what they were saying. Went back to them and said, hey, you get two or three other companies to try and give you a quote. One of which has been out, had provided a quote, but said, yeah, the first quote's way too high. So they're looking to get a second quote and then a third quote, and we'll see where that comes in compared to it. But I think
I would
that's,
say call him as the town
and
and
have
not
them come
as
in.
DDI.
Okay,
DDI is gonna put their 25% on top of whatever he says, you know what I'm saying? So they do it as a town courtesy inspection. Say, look, just give us a heads up what you think. Like I said, then when you do your CMO, you already have him on your side. And it's go a lot easier.
Is there any other business?
I got two things I want to talk about. Just regarding, the cheerleader uniforms, I think you'd asked $400 or $500.
5 to 6 if possible.
How much?
5 to 6 if possible.
5%, how much is that?
No, 5 to 600.
600, okay, I think that's something we ought to do. I don't know if we can make a motion on it to, help them out, help the girls in their cheerleading outfits.
It probably should be put on the agenda instead of just bringing up something and voting on it, without any
Well, no,
discussion. But I think that's the least that we could do
Yeah,
to help them out.
so, do we need a motion for the $500 or $600, or, that's something local can do, or, so I'll make a motion to approve $600 for the cheerleaders outfits.
I would probably, the only thing I would say is, if you want to do it, maybe do it with a preemptive budget amendment, because that line item is one of the ones we're using for a lot of the events. So I know we're already short, I don't want to say short, but that line item will be used up. So if you want to do it, if you want to do it, I would do that with a budget amendment for the amount that you select.
So we need to change the motion to a budget amendment for the
One motion or two.
$600 for the.
You can do one, yeah.
So I make a motion to do a budget amendment for the $600 for the cheerleader outfits.
Is there any other discussion on that? Okay, all in favor? All right, thank you.
The last thing I'd like to talk about, if we have time, is the DDS damage to HHDA. I think we ought to direct Logan to take take DDI down there and make them be responsible for the damage. We're not shy about giving us change orders. I don't see why we should be shy about getting something to replace.
Fix what they messed up.
They fix what they broke, or what they messed up. It's not HHDA's fault. It's DDI's fault. So, do we need a motion, or do we need to just direct, Logan to do it, or what do we need to do?
Well, just to let you know, like, I spoke with Bill, spoke to DDI, I've told both of them, told Bill, hey, this is a DDI,
I've got
whatever
a response
damages.
from DDI,
Okay, so that's where it
I've
currently
tried.
stands.
and I've got just all Malachi wants to do is argue with me.
Well, I explained to Malachi and DDI that, that these are damages, if these are damages that DDI has caused, which I think they've even
I've
said
got
they
photos
are.
documenting every bit of it.
That's a small,
And
it's
I've sent
this
them,
big of things they've done.
I've sent,
They broke glass and left it, and they broke the windows out.
And I think, have they paid for all the other stuff?
No.
So
They paid for the
far?
vacuum
They
cleaner,
paid for the
vacuum
vacuum
cleaner, you're aware of, we used it one time, and they vacuumed up concrete with it.
they mixed the
They did
vacuum
replace
concrete
it, we
in
made
the
it,
mop set.
Scotty did.
They took the mop and mopped it up, stuck the mop back in the mop set, so when it dried, I couldn't get the mop out of the mop set. Well, when I got the
I
vacuum
think we've
cleaner,
covered all this in the 3 minutes. This is not really supposed to be a give and take open meeting. I think you made your point.
I'll shut up.
Thank you.
My question was, should we make, direct Logan to deal with DDI in replacing the recovery and damages that they've suffered?
Yes, we can direct Logan. Yeah.
So, is that something we don't need a motion, it's just something we can direct you to do?
Yeah, if you just wanna do a consensus.
Yes.
Fine.
And that's what I suggest.
All right.
Of course, we might change it the next meeting because a consensus usually means a vote. But, okay.
Hey, do you have something?
You want to vote on it?
Do you need a vote? Do you need to make a motion? or-
No, I agree. I think any damages that they cause in the course of their work, I think it's pretty customary that the company that causes the damages account for it and pay for it in whatever manner, so.
You were talking about fire, life safety for the fire, full station and stuff. That should have been included in that design because it can't pass inspection without.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It should have been in the original.
It should have been in there to begin with. And I don't know if they're just wanting to add something or if they want to change products from the specific, I don't know what's going on. But that should be, call the architect and make sure,
And
because he has to get his drawing, his thing approved by the building inspector prior to bidding this thing out.
Mhm.
So it should have been in there, the building inspector should have called it up.
well, my understanding was the architect did not think some of these things needed to be done.
Well, that's on
Yeah.
the
I'm just relating that it was one of those things where,
building inspector's the ultimate authority.
when I think the drawings have been looked
Inspector
at,
says you don't have to do it.
I think someone may have,
They need to be, that's their responsibility.
okay.
That's my opinion.
You do, I'm responsible for the job.
Okay, that's all I want to talk about.
Jump up, talk.
Okay. I'm sorry, this is not on the agenda. This just came to me yesterday and it's kind of time sensitive. So, the athletic boosters for the high school have reached out. I don't know if you're aware, but the Drone High School does a homecoming parade every year before the homecoming game, for the homecoming week. East Park's wanting to do that. They want to take the same route as the Christmas parade, so it would require DOT shutdown. They're not asking us to pay for anything, not anything, just usage of the road. So, what's the date? October 5th.
Make it.
Okay, yeah. They are wanting to do it at 6, start setting up around 6 p.m., have the parade around 6:30 or 7. This won't interfere with the Hildebran Little League. I've checked their schedule, so it will not interfere with that. Somebody else who's already been approved to have those days. They're wanting to open it to all the elementary schools that feed into to the high school, the middle school that feeds in, and any other community leaders or churches or organizations that would want to be a part of that. So, more information to come. This was just one email that I got last night. So if y'all would be willing to allow that to happen, I can definitely get you more information. But like I said, October 5th. So I didn't want to wait until next meeting.
Okay. What's the pleasure of the council?
I got no problem with it.
Do we need a motion or
Yeah, why not?
a motion to allow the East Park to have the parade in town?
Okay, all in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, is that all the other business? Okay, announcements. And that just leaves one thing.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
All right, all in favor? Thank you.
Good deal. Thank you all. I mean,